Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And bang, well, I think I can say our free agency period for the Bears is done unless they want to make any other moves. But I think for now their free agency period is done till the draft. And well, I'm just gonna roll up these three players into one whole basket this video. I didn't make it yesterday because I was waiting for essentially a domino to drop for the Bears, which was his quarterback situation, and that is the fact that, well, two things happened. Yesterday we cut Leonard. We released Leonard Floyd. We signed Robert Quinn, and then only about a few minutes ago, the Bears just signed just traded for Nick Foles. So I'm gonna give my rundown on all these three moves and my thoughts on them. Okay, so for Leonard Floyd, I predicted that he might actually be cut, and I was right on this one again. It was another Bears player that I figured would more than likely probably get released or get cut by the team because he failed to show up too. He failed to live up to his expectations last year. For somebody who was supposed to get paid if he was still on the team today, who was gonna possibly, if he was still on the team today, he would have got paid like 13 mil. Yeah, for somebody that didn't do anything last year. Like when Khalil Mack was getting double teamed, the other, his other side, which was Leonard Floyd, he didn't show up and he didn't get no pressure on the quarterback. His best game, Leonard Floyd's best game, was Week 1 against the Packers. That was his best game. After that, he fell off a cliff. And if we're being honest, you can go back in time when we had Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd really hasn't done much of anything. He's made a few splashes here and there, but he really hasn't done much of anything. Okay, that's why we signed Robert Quinn to the 5-year, $70 million deal, and he only gets a $30 million guaranteed, which I think, at first I was like, why would we be signing him to that? But then after I looked more into details and stuff like that, I can see it's a much better deal because now Khalil Mack has a much better pass rusher. He has a legit pass rusher. And if you look at the stats, Robert Quinn, averages more sacks. No. I think what the stat line I saw, I'd say he averaged like 11 and a half sacks compared to a total of Leonard Floyd's sacks in his career. And that was all what Robert Quinn did last year for the Cowboys. So the Bears, they got a steal. And obviously, if we can get pressure on the quarterback, this Bears defense is going to be legit. That's going to be a top 5 defense. It's going to be a top 5 defense, if not contending for the best defense in the NFL. So, like I said, he signed for 5 years, $70 million, and he gets $30 million guaranteed. Now, I think there's an opt-out year where if the Bears see that he's not doing good, they can just opt out of that contract and cut him loose. So that's a good thing. So obviously they set that up. So obviously they ain't playing around. They're essentially telling Robert Quinn, look, you got your money. Step up and help your boy, help Khalil Mack. Because guess what? Robert Quinn, he was double teamed a lot last year, and sometimes he got past those double teams. Well, now O-lines can't double team 2 guys on one line because you're just going to leave one guy wide open to go get the quarterback. So obviously Khalil Mack, in any case, is going to be the one getting double teamed, which means Robert Quinn and the rest of the defensive line need to step up this year and get to the quarterback. I like this deal the more I look at it. And essentially, we're paying him the same much, if not like $1 million more than we did Leonard Floyd. Essentially, he's a more better Leonard Floyd. Now, heart go out to Leonard Floyd. Thank you for the time you spent here in Chicago. Hopefully you find a new team somewhere. I know there will be a team that will take your services. I know the Cowboys might take your services. Who knows who could take it. As long as you don't go sign with any other NFC North rivals, we're cool. you know, we'll see how he does on a new team. We'll see how he does, because if he balls out and he plays like, the player we were supposed to get, something's up. Um, Otherwise than that, that's all I gotta say. But I'll before I get to the Nick Foles talk, I can just say this: this is Ryan Pace's third failed first round pick. First was Kevin White. Next, Leonard Floyd. Next was Mitchell Trubisky. And now Leonard Floyd. What is the one common denominator that I saw? Those players have yet to reach to their 5 years on the team, so they have yet to get the 5 year extension. So Ryan Pace, you're not good at drafting first round draft picks, but you're good at drafting picks late in the draft. Well, anyways, I got my thoughts on Robert Quinn and Leonard Floyd. I think now you guys want to hear my thoughts on the main news, the big news today. Obviously, the thing that's probably being talked about headlines, and that is the Bears trading a compensatory fourth round pick for Nick Foles. Now, some Bear fans, they wanted Cam Newton. They're probably upset that we didn't get Cam Newton. Maybe the fact that the Panthers were probably asking for a steeper price than just a fourth round pick. There was Andy Dalton. I wouldn't have not minded Andy Dalton. And even you could have traded Derek Carr, who I don't even know what the heck the Las Vegas Raiders are doing. They got a quarterback controversy because they signed Marcus Mariota. I think they just signed Marcus Mariota because Tom Brady essentially probably told them that he's not going there. So, yeah. Okay. My thoughts on Nick Foles. The Nick Foles trade. I guess for the fact that you only gave up a freaking fourth round pick and you didn't give up no players, I guess that's good. So, I guess that's a W from that standpoint. See, with me is I don't like this trade for Nick Foles, but I like it at the same time. I'm 50-50. We're just going to have to see how Nick Foles plays. Right now, I'm going to pull up Nick Foles' contract, but I think for the most part, the Jaguars are going to eat a bulk of that contract up. So, yeah. Now, the reason why I don't like this trade is because, one, it's Nick Foles. He was the least sexy pick out of all the other trade options. And then two, he had arguably one of his worst seasons. He had arguably one of his worst seasons last year on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, essentially, that was insane. To see, even, they did the flipping back between him and Gardner Minshew. But, yeah. So, I essentially have the thing now. So, he's on a 4-year deal, which when he goes to the Bears and plays with them, he'll have 3 years left on his deal, and he signed for $88 million. He gets a signing bonus of $25 million, an average salary of $22 million, and total guarantees of $50 million, $125,000. So essentially, yeah, that's when, stuff that's essentially like that. Now, there is a potential opt-out, which would have the Bears which would make the Bears get dead in cap, but it's whatever. So, like I said, the reason why I don't like it is because it's Nick Foles. He was the least sexy of all, and, he didn't really have a good year. Like, his last good year was with Philadelphia. And mostly that's because he played under, as we know, Doug Peterson. So essentially, yeah, and essentially Matt Nagy runs somewhat of the same offense as Doug Peterson does. So, yeah, so Hopefully he can come in and do good. All I ask for from a Bears quarterback is just to be average. Just be a game manager. Get us two, maybe even three touchdowns through the air, and move the ball down the field, and get the ball to our open receivers without having any turnovers, and then we'll be good from there. We'll be good. Now the reason why I definitely like is because finally we got a quarterback, so we don't have to worry about who we gonna freaking trade or whatever. I still say the Bears should take a quarterback in the draft, but who knows what they might do. They might take a quarterback in the draft next year if the Nick Foles thing fails. Another reason why I like it is because what did I tell you, Trubisky Fafers? What did I tell you? His time is up and his clock has ticked. It's over. Now, he still has yet to compete for the starting job. Of course, he still has an honorary complete, and that's another thing. It finally gives him competition. So hopefully this lights a fire under Trubisky, because guess what? That means now he's on watch alert. And the moment he starts playing bad, if he ends up starting this year, guess what? Oh, we're going to just have to pull him for Nick Foles. And I don't care if Nick Foles is any better, as long as Trubisky's off the field. I could care less, because the dude was just a flat-out bust for this team. Now look at it. Deshaun Watson could possibly end up hitting the free agent market because the Texans were dumb enough to trade away his best receiver. So, I guess in some alternate reality, they can try. If Deshaun Watson tries to test out the free agent market, I would say the Bears should go in heavy on Deshaun Watson, even though they probably wouldn't do it. But it could have been something where they can make up for the disaster they made. But that's another good thing that I love about this deal. Now, Trubisky, what are you going to do now? You're going to be the itch and back out, or are you going to actually defend your crown and prove that you're the starting quarterback of this team? Like I said, if Nick Foles comes into the preseason and plays pretty well, and Trubisky's not, because now there's no excuse. Trubisky has to play in the preseason now. Matt Nagy can't be doing that BS where he doesn't make his starters play. No, if you want to find out this quarterback competition, you're going to put Mitchell Trubisky, in the preseason and make him play and make him go against Nick Foles, and we're going to see what he can do against what Nick Foles can do. Because if you remember from Week 17, he could barely do anything against a third-string Vikings defense. We'll see how Nick Foles does for the Bears. We'll have to see if he surprises us and he ends up doing the same thing he did for the Eagles, where he just comes in, he's just going to be, a quarterback that will just, make accurate passes, make smart decisions. Okay, it's a total win for the Bears, but if Nick Foles is going to play like he did last year, that's not going to be good. Now, I'll say to the benefit of the doubt, Nick Foles will have a talented defense he can rely on, and he'll have much better weapons than he had in Jacksonville. Because I can't even I don't even know a receiver off Jacksonville. I think the only receiver from Jacksonville I know is D.D. Westbrook, but he's always hurt. But I'll tell you one thing, he's got much better receivers to work with than he did in Jacksonville. He got Allen Robinson, who I'm still waiting for them to sign an extension for. Please sign an extension for him. Because if they let him walk in free agency, that's bad, because then you were right back at square one. You got Anthony Miller. You got, Javon Wims. We'll see how he pans out. You got Riley Ridley. Tight end wise, I guess you got Trey Burton. You got Jimmy Graham. If Jimmy Graham can, have a pretty decent year, okay, you get some tight end production. But like I said, we'll see. Now, the next thing for the Bears to do is fix that offensive line. Now, they'll have to address that in the draft, because they're going to have to address it in the draft. So, that's the only thing that I can say now. The only thing is Nick Foles isn't as mobile as Trubisky is, but I still think Nick Foles has much more higher expertise of experience. He's played in a Super Bowl, and he's won a Super Bowl against one of the best teams in NFL history. And, we'll see. Some Bear fans will probably ridicule this, but I think this is something where we're just going to have to, as Bear fans, we may not like it at first, but we're just going to have to see how he plays. And if he ends up being the starting quarterback, which I predict he will be at the start of the 2020-2021 season, we'll just have to see how he does. And if he stinks up the joint, we're going to have to go back to Trubisky. And hopefully, if that's the case, Trubisky has that fire lit under his eye and he plays lights out. This is the thing that Trubisky needs. And that's the only thing that Trubisky favors can go on. That he's getting the competition now. So hopefully this steps up his game of play and resulting of him being able to go out there and play a much better game at the quarterback. But like I said, if he does end up starting, let it be known. He's on literally due time. It's only going to take, I swear, it's only going to take a few bad plays. It's only going to take a few bad plays. If Trubisky keeps messing up now and I'm calling this, if Trubisky has a terrible week 1 game or he has a terrible, he gets chances at 2 weeks. If it was me and he starts, I'm giving him a 2-week deadline. And I would tell him, kid, you need to impress me. If you're going to be the starting quarterback, you're going to have to impress me. 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks. If you fail at the 2 weeks, I'm going to put Nick Foles in, and your butt is going to be benched. I personally think Trubisky's benched already. He'd be stupid enough to not start Nick Foles over Mitchell Trubisky. Even I'm not that stupid. I would start Nick Foles in a heartbeat over Trubisky. It's like I said. I don't like the deal. I don't like the trade. But, one, I guess for the aspect, I guess you could say he was the best option to go to. And then two, like I said, he can give Trubisky that competition. And we're going to see what Trubisky is willing to do up to. Is Trubisky going to be up for the challenge? I personally don't think he is. It sucks, but we're going to see if Trubisky has what it takes to be the future of the franchise quarterback, as he quote unquote was said. Right now, I don't know what Trubisky's feeling. He's probably scared of his pants now. Because guess what? Now, there's no Chase Daniels anymore. It's what's his face now. It's Nick Foles, who I guess you can say is a proven NFL quarterback. He hasn't been good in every start he's been at, but he's been doable. How can I say? He's been doable. And if he's going to be doable for us, well, that's fine by me. He can just be doable for us, and we'll see how he does. So, I guess for one, welcome Nick Foles to the Chicago Bears. Hopefully you impress me. All I need from you is just to be a game-managing type of quarterback. That's all we need. I said the same thing for Trubisky. Just give us 2 touchdowns at least from you, and we'll be good. And then, we'll let you do the most. But as long as you're moving the ball down the field, I'll take it. And if you're scoring 3 touchdowns, okay, I'll take it. So hopefully Matt Nagy has a quarterback that can be able to run the offense he wants to run. We'll see what Nick Foles does. Now, he has played against some pretty talented defenses. He beat our defense. Well, even though you can say the Bears beat themselves in the wildcard game, at the end of the day, Nick Foles did throw the game-winning touchdown that put the Eagles ahead of us. So you can't say much of anything. And he did take the Patriots to the limit in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. We'll see how he does in a Chicago Bears uniform. Because at this point, I don't think at this point no one's going to trade for Nick Foles. So if he stinks with the joint, that's when you go into the draft and you get that backup quarterback. Like I said, only thing this offense needs to be fixed around is the tight end and the offensive line position. And then right now, you got to go into the season hoping, hey, we got to do our best, because this is a make or break it year for a lot of people on this team. Mostly Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, and especially Mitchell Trubisky. Now Mitchell Trubisky, he's on the thin line now, You know, he was up with those three right there. But now he's on the thin line because now he's dangling by a thread. Because Nick Foles and him, they're fighting now. We're going to see where this goes. I can't wait. And I can't not wait till this whole coronavirus thing breaks over and it ends so then we can hear things out of camp to see who is doing the better job. Now, if we're being smart, Nick Foles should get the start over Trubisky. Now, Trubisky's probably going to see much more memes of Trubisky looking scared and intimidated. Like I said, we're going to see if Trubisky can live up to the expectations. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. So if you like this video, leave a like. Put in the comment section, what are your thoughts on the release of Leonard Floyd, the signing of Robert Quinn, and what are your thoughts on the Bears picking up Nick Foles? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? And what does this also mean for Mitchell Trubisky? I would love to hear your comment section on that when it comes to that. Like, what's in store for Trubisky? Especially I'd like to hear from the Trubisky faithfuls. I told them, his time is up. His time is up. Keep disregarding. Look, you may not think, Bear fans, that there are some Trubisky faithful people out there, but there are. Right now, we're going to see what for you Trubisky lovers or Bears fans, we're going to see if Trubisky has what it takes. Because he only shows up in the 2-minute mark. We'll see. I'd like to hear the comments on that. I really do want to hear your comments, your thoughts on where Trubisky goes from here. And I personally think if Trubisky cannot be the starting quarterback this year, he's done. He's done. If he ends up not being the starting quarterback, he's done. He's done. Well, he's definitely done if he starts the year off and then he gets benched for Nick Foles. He's definitely out of Chicago if that happens. But other than that, hit that subscribe button to get more Chicago Bears content. The next thing I'll probably be doing is the draft, essentially, and we'll see. I'm going to bring my Uncle Daryl again, if you remember him from my Chicago Bears 2019 season recap and 2020 predictions. We'll see. He'll be on that video for the draft recap. Yeah, other than that, we're going to see where this goes. So Nick Foles, like I said, welcome to Chicago Bears. Hopefully you can play good for us, and, hopefully you can beat out Trubisky for me, please. So we'll see. We'll see. Trubisky, you got what it takes? Got what it takes. We'll find out. We'll find out whenever, camp starts and whenever the season starts. We'll see. But other than that, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.